Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Wait a second. It's been a long time since I made one. Let me real quick check my phone and see how long it's been. 3 weeks? Man, I'm only dropping the ball with this whole upload thing. But I guess that was a lie. I promised my fans I was gonna come back, and it was a lie. But it's not like I don't have many ideas, because I do. I don't even know what to do first. There was a certain series last year I started. Ah, yes. Taiko, my favorite video to do 16 videos on. I know, right? It's totally not like I'm sick of the series. I mean, I finally got my hands on a PS5. I could finally review Drum Session, or I could review Rhythmic Adventure 2. But it turns out, there was one game that I especially missed. One that was going to be the hardest one to get a hold of. The one that was going to be the most expensive to get a hold of. Well, other than Pop Tap Beat, which was the last one I did. And it was this PS2 game that was the weirdest one of them all. Problem is, I don't own it. So I guess let me just order it from eBay real quick. Well, it seemed to have finally came. It's right below Spyro and Sonic. So, yeah. Let's find out what this whole weird thing I've been missing out on is. Well, that was an interesting experience. I don't even know what the fuck that even was. Well, here I am again in this big darn hole wondering how I got here. But it doesn't matter because I got yet another Taiko game to review, and this time, it certainly is a different game. It's definitely way more interesting to talk about than Drum Session, and you'll see why in a bit. I promise I have other rhythm games to cover in the future, not just Taiko. But this is the actual first ever game that I think we ever got in the West, and it's on the PS2 of all things, and I think Namco easily knew what they were doing putting it on the best-selling console at the time, but as you'll see later, that still didn't help it. Anyway, on to the actual game, and holy crap, we have an opening. Most of the time, these games don't even have openings, so I'm curious to see what this is like. We have a pretty good song playing in the background with lyrics on screen that probably don't even match what they're saying, but at least they tried. It's still just pretty entertaining to watch. Well, the visuals and music are good to look at, and funnily enough, the opening's actually messed up on my actual copy of the game because the person I bought this game from eBay clearly didn't care about the disc. $15 that I spent! Thank you, eBay! Anyway, on to the actual game, and
Taiko, Drum Master!
Jesus Christ, he's in English now? I hate it! For those who don't know, Don-chan speaks in Japanese when you play literally any game at this one, so hearing him speak English was so cursed the first time I heard it, but I got used to it. But it's not just Don-chan that's in English, the songs are too. Namco wanted to appeal to people in the West, so they had all the songs in the game be Western songs that were also popular at the time, and are also covers. Gives me Guitar Hero 1 and 2 vibes with those games being covers for songs as well. It makes me wonder why the opening was the only normal Taiko thing in the entire game, and that's actually because this isn't even an opening that was made for this game. It was actually taken from the third Taiko game on PS2 in Japan. Anyway, the gameplay is Taiko, alright. Hit the X button for dons, left on the D-pad for Gaz, drum rolls where you press every button on the controller, and balloons where you press all the don buttons on your controller. Weirdly enough, you actually have to unlock extreme difficulty in this game, and you have to play through quite a bit of the setlist to get it too. I guess they really wanted to see if you were good enough to unlock it before going straight into it. I don't know. Also, when you unlock a new song, you better not put that controller down because the game will immediately make you play it whether you like it or not. But this game is definitely the most interesting Taiko game released in the West, and despite trying to appeal to the Western audience, it didn't work because this game sold terribly, and Namco didn't even bring another Taiko game to the West ever again until 14 years later when Drum and Fun and Drum Session were released in 2018, and even then, every game that has come out since then has just translated the games in English, and that's it. No English songs or Don-chan, just the Japanese release translated in English. And at least the newer games have made Taiko in the West definitely more popular than they were back in 2004, but honestly, as weird and cursed as Drum Master PS2 is, I still like it. Is it the weirdest game in the entire series? Yes. But something about its charm, the opening, the early 2000s music, makes it a fun time nonetheless. And at the end of the day, it's still Taiko, and that's what really matters. Well, that was something alright, and after reviewing that whole game, I think I'm done with Taiko. I could review Drum Session, and I could review Rhythmic Adventure 2, but overall, at the end of the day, it's just kind of the same game, but it has a different title and name, and there's a couple different songs. Boo-hoo, right? I mean, Rhythmic Adventure 2 is different from Drum Session, but I don't feel like playing that. Especially after playing and beating that game, I didn't really find any interesting things like I did with Rhythmic Adventure 1. So, no, I'm not doing that. Instead, I think I'm going to do something a little more different. Exactly! That's what I need for my rhythm game refresh. Yes, next time we take a look at rhythm games, I will be covering the Parappa the Rapper series. But until then, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace!